I'm joined right now by Washington's senior senator, Democrat Patty Murray, who's also the ranking member on appropriations. Senator, it's nice to see you. I know there's a lot going on in Washington, and I appreciate your time meeting with us in between your job. I want to just get the vibe from you first. What's it feel like in Washington right now?
Well, I think everybody's seriously concerned. Obviously, we are at a really important point. We have been telling Republicans for weeks now that we want to make sure that people's care insurance doesn't skyrocket in January. And we want assurances that the spending bills that we approve together, Republicans and Democrats, will be followed in the law by the president. And that this is what we need to do. And they chose to ignore us and shut government down. So we are working really hard to get them to the table. We need the president, we need Thune, we need Speaker Johnson to all agree to sit down with us and find a solution to this. And so far, they've just chosen to stay in a shutdown.
I want to talk a little bit about an OMB headline that I saw last evening, and I know you put out a statement pertaining to it, but they're making the decision to cancel some $8 billion worth of contracts that would have gone through the appropriations process that was appropriated. The state of Washington, our state, is losing funding for a project. I'm wondering how that's even allowed and what's your pushback?
Well, it is unprecedented. The President of the United States is using this opportunity to threaten people and to take away funding for projects that have nothing to do with the shutdown. We are at the table. We're ready to negotiate. He doesn't need to have a temper tantrum. He doesn't need to scare people. What he needs to do is come and talk to us.
Well, and Senator, following up on that, OMB and the president have also said that they're willing at this point to make firings, make mass layoffs. We don't exactly know where those exactly would be targeted right now, but we've never seen that during a shutdown before. I'm wondering what your thoughts on that are as well, given that it does seem unprecedented that we are looking at potential terminations.
Look, what the president's job to do right now is to come and do what he has failed to do so far and simply work with us. They are saying we need Democratic votes, true, for us to be able to do our appropriations bills and deal with the healthcare crisis. But they want us to just do it, and if we don't, without talking to us, then they're going to threaten people with their jobs and threaten projects that are really important. That is not how this works. This works by adults sitting down in the room, talking to each other about what our mutual goals are and solving this. I'm here. I'm ready to do that. I welcome the president and OMB to do the same.
I know some Republicans have said that they're willing to have a conversation about health care. A lot of this has centered around health care, but they say that this is not the way to do it. They say they'd like to see that clean CR get across the finish line and then have that follow-up conversation. I'm wondering where you feel on that topic, or if, again, it's a non-starter.
Well, look, we need to trust that their word actually means they're going to do that. And so just saying, oh, don't worry, we're not going to talk to you. We're just going to open government up and then we'll talk to you is not how this is going to work. We have been open, we've been working, we've been saying for weeks, you need to come and talk to us. They didn't. Why would we say, oh, let's give you the votes to open up government on an empty promise? And then they will do the same thing they've been doing for 8 months under this administration. So we need a commitment from them that they actually are going to work with us this time and follow through, both the Speaker of the House and the majority leader in the Senate.
I saw the vice president's brief yesterday, Senator, where he said that Democrats are wanting to give health care to undocumented immigrants. We know that that's been fact-checked and is not true. Your counter to that?
Not true. It is not true. None of the things we were talking about, whether it's the ACA tax credits or Medicaid or Medicare, undocumented immigrants today cannot access those programs. So this is just a red herring they're trying to throw out. It's what they always use, is undocumented immigrants on everything they want to scare everybody about. Not true.
Senator, I've been watching the floor, and I've been watching you specifically because you have such a senior position on appropriations. I saw the mom and tennis shoes in action the other night. Watching the vote come in, I'm wondering if you could take me onto the floor and tell me what that's actually like, because you know the moving pieces and you know this budget better really than anyone I've ever spoke to. As you watch that process while you're at the lectern, what's going through your mind?
Well, what I'm always thinking about is the people in Washington State. These are the people who are in panic. I I talked to some small business owners just a few weeks ago in Southwest Washington who do not know how they're going to deal with this huge increase in their healthcare premiums. They're already being hit by the tariffs that the president has put on them. They are being hit by all of the challenges in the economy today. And if they then can't pay their healthcare bill, they're telling me that they're going to go out of business. That's what I'm thinking about. So I'm watching senators come to the floor, and I'm thinking, who are you talking to at home that's telling you that things are okay? We need to stop. We need to take care of the American people that we represent.
Senator, just in closing, I'm wondering, this is a hard question, and I do apologize because I think it might involve a crystal ball. How far do you think this is going to go? I mean, I know that there's some time off. It doesn't look like we'll see votes until tomorrow, but best case scenario, when will the government be back open and operational?
The government will be back open and operational when the Republicans, the leader of the Senate, John Thune, the leader of the House, Speaker Johnson, and President Trump come to the table and talk to Democrats. It's what we're asking for. It's what they're refusing to do.
Senator Murray, I appreciate your time. I know you've got a lot going on in Washington.